one time, late night, 24/7 access. We don't necessarily have staff over the night hours, right? But we do have cameras.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's important to point that out.
Literally, it was like midnight or 1 a.m. People came in with a camera set up, plopped it in the gym, and shot a.
Can I get a spot?
Hey man, can I get a spot?
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 Can
Can I get a spot?
Let's get going. And
Hey-o.
we are back in the studio. Can I get a spot? And we're here with the one, the only,
The mayor.
the mayor.
The mayor of Anytime Fitness, from what I hear. Mr. JP.
Ooh,
Yeah, we heard
Hey,
that as your name.
hey.
Where's that coming from? Where's the mayor coming from, JP?
I love to shake babies and kiss hands, and so it's kind of just fallen upon me. No, it's when I started working at the corporate office, Rick had joined not too long after me, and Derek not too long after him, and I became that guy that they recognized every time you would walk by in the office. I'd say hi. I'd turn around, say hi, try and start a conversation. Even if I just saw you 10 minutes ago, I'd probably stop and say hi again. And so that plus anytime we try and walk around, I'll stop and chat with somebody for 10 minutes and we got to be somewhere, do something. So then the nickname just kind of stuck of the mayor. I've been with the corporate office at Anytime Fitness since April of 2012. So next month is my 10-year
Wow.
anniversary with the company. Yeah. And I currently, my role is senior manager of the franchise business consultant team. So my group specifically works with owners that own 3 or more locations, as well as all of our Canadian franchisees.
So I mean,
Yeah.
what do you love about working for Anytime Fitness? I mean, tell us about that. What's the best thing in your eyes about Anytime Fitness?
Oh, I mean, there's quite a few things. It's hard to like prioritize. So no certain order. First and foremost is the people I work with. We all have, drive and kind of high achiever type mentality. We literally change every year. I mean, always something new going on. Has always kind of been that, spice of life for me inside of this role. We're always changing, shifting something, and so we're super adaptable. And I forever want to be a part of a company that is adaptable, so that I don't get complacent. I'm always, looking for the next thing. When it comes to like myself personally, I'm like a hobby jumper, and so and I'm very impulsive, ADD type. So I need that like adaptable and ever changing environment. And so that is always keeping me on my toes. But we have this level of trust inside of the company, where I kind of have the autonomy to make my day what I want it to be. And as long as I'm getting all my shit done by the end of the day, things are good.
Mhm.
And so I really love that I have that trust and autonomy, and that I can wake up each day and not be like, oh shit, I got to go to work today, or I have to work, a Sunday night, whatever. I don't know. I think there's a term for it, but like Sunday night when people are dreading going into work on Monday,
The Sunday
scaries.
feel
Yeah.
it. Sunday scary.
Yeah, the Sunday
I don't have
scaries.
that feeling, and I never have in this company.
Neither
And
do me
so,
and Travis, right?
that's
Trav?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, boss.
I
love it.
Well, I mean, that actually,
It's that combination.
yeah, that mentality I love is just, because that's what they always say. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And it sounds like that is ringing very true with you.
So I think we should kind of segue into the topic of the week.
Ooh.
Because it kind of goes into, you just talking about how long you've been with Anytime Fitness and in the fitness industry in general. So we wanted to talk to you a little bit about the evolution of the fitness industry, kind of where it was
Sweet.
10 years ago and where it's at now.
Mhm.
Not necessarily specifically with Anytime Fitness, but obviously that's where we all have the most amount of experience in it. But
Mhm.
why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience just being like in the corporate setting and seeing the changes throughout the years?
Oh yeah. Well, there's a couple different avenues we could really talk about, I suppose. There's the industry itself. When I started, it wasn't even considered a mature market yet, meaning like there wasn't as many brick and mortar locations. It wasn't kind of tapping out in the US. But now, ever since the birth of like the studio concept, it seems to be like it's wildfire. Studio, CrossFit. I feel like CrossFit was like about 10 years ago too, but
Yeah.
those types of facilities started popping up. And then all of a sudden we were even segmented even more. When I first joined, it was like Planet Fitness wasn't even really big on the radar. And then they became the big enemy of our kind of middle class gyms or middle priced gyms.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the big guys like Lifetime, LA Fitness, all that stuff that we didn't really even consider competition at the time because it was just two vastly different products. And so, it has now in the last, 5-6 years become a mature market. And since then, the struggle for like getting members has been tough. And you saw kind of all gyms starting to lose, a high number of members. And so we got to start deciding how can we do more with less to make sure the business model is bringing in enough revenue to keep these gyms going so that they can stay a long time in their communities and help as many people as possible get to where they need to be health wise. And so that's when we started getting into AF training. So that was not even around when I started. We weren't even thinking about training inside of the gyms.
Yeah, it was
We
more of
were
just the
24/7
concept. Yeah.
convenience.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
And
still you
so
can
we
see that a
we
lot.
changed
That
from
a lot of the gyms don't have PT programs. A lot, because I get that a
oh
lot
yeah.
for anyone who like moves to. Well, I can only speak for really Marble Falls and Georgetown, but when the new members come in and they're surprised, one that myself and Blake are here, full time. Like, I didn't see anybody ever in the 2 years I was there. When I
Mm-hmm.
signed up, and I definitely didn't see anyone training. So, yeah, I mean, you can definitely see it's starting to transition very heavily into coaching based
Or they'll be
gyms.
like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, where's your front desk staff?" And we're like, "Well, we don't have front desk staff because we have full-time, managers here."
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so definitely, and just so many of our competitors, I feel like, still do the traditional uh personal trainers where they're just independent contractors coming in and just
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
doing their own sales, kind of doing their own thing. It's not as professional. Where now, because we are a coaching club, we actually have full time employees that are personal trainers. They are
Mm-hmm.
coaches. That's what they're considered more than just your, um, you know, drill sergeant personal trainer.
Yeah, so JP,
Absolutely.
what's the next step? What's the next step that you see coming along the line?
Uh, Virtual. I mean, COVID totally put us into hyperdrive for virtual options. I
Yeah.
mean, it makes
Mm-hmm.
sense for the business if you can have, somebody that, one trainer that manages a bunch of virtual trainees or clients, there's a lot less overhead in that cost and like what they can execute on. Plus, all these digital products, phones, iPads, whatever else, VR headsets, like it's just going to be a lot of companies fighting for that landscape um, inside of people's phones. However much attention is spent on phones, I feel like it's almost majority of people's days now.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the big battle is going to start coming out is around the virtual concept and how we can get more people that aren't necessarily able to come in or scared to come in, willing to do it from their home. They don't have the time, whatever it is. Um, that's that's where I see things going.
Tell us a little bit about your experience with conferences last year, because we all got to experience it as essentially guests. You guys were hosting it.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think
mean,
JP caught me pretty hungover one of those days, like in the hallway. I think he was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
you and everybody else that's
yeah,
there.
yeah.
yeah." I don't feel so bad, but
No, you shouldn't. You
Yeah, I
shouldn't.
mean, tell us about
Yeah,
what
it's
it was
totally
to you.
different. honestly, this may have been one of my favorite conferences, and I've been to a lot of them. Back in, I think it was 2012, Chicago,
Hmm.
the Palmer House. I think that's when Gunlock won O2I of the year, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, that was my first conference, and I've been to pretty much every single one since then. But this one had a little bit more razzle dazzle, a little more magic. I think maybe because we hadn't been together for so long, um, and just the feedback I got from the people that were there and how we did it was a little, completely different than how we've done them in the past. But leading up to that, it's crazy at the corporate office. Like I personally, had a presentation I was speaking on, uh, empowering your team with a customer or a consumer focused mindset. It was really about kind of Medallia and how we could use that feedback and stuff like that. But we're like putting presentations together, meeting together, running through practice presentations, being told that we need to change everything. It usually is about 3 different times that we have to change everything before it actually gets good. So you can imagine, bunch of different groups inside of the office trying to get everything ready. Our team's coordinating with people at, the Omni at Dallas. And then, when we're there, there is a lot of fun to be had, but we're running registration, getting everybody everything we can. If anybody's asking us any questions, we're expected to be able to at least like point them in the right direction, take them to the right spot, be the best hosts we can. So it's stressful, but at the end of the day, it's so worth it. I think I was listening to one of your guys' podcasts before, and you guys were talking about like it's like the refuel. It's the fuel
Yeah.
you need to
Exactly.
get back in and kind of break out of the monotony and come
Relight that
back
fire.
inspired. Like
Yeah.
yeah, ignite that fire, baby. I feel the
There's that middle
same way
child
though.
coming out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was good. It
uh,
was an amazing time. I mean, like I said, that's why I wanted to pick your brain
yeah,
about it because I
because
mean, we all enjoyed it, and and no one ever takes a second to think about like, okay, who's actually running this? Who's getting this ready? What went into actually everything that was just amazing there. So I
oh
mean,
yeah,
it was so much fun. It was the first time I've been to one, and it was great. I mean,
okay.
it was mind blowing.
I mean, we're probably pretty biased, but it was definitely my favorite one.
Yeah, because
Yeah, taking home 2 awards, that's a great end cap
Yeah.
for
yeah.
anybody. I think that's the first time in history that's ever been done.
That's what I was just gonna ask. Is that the first time one ownership group won 2 awards at the same year?
To my knowledge, yes.
Because there's only what, 5 awards each conference that go
Hmm.
out, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was even less before that. Before we even got into training, is that
Right.
that wasn't even an element of our business before. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
Dang,
you
yeah.
guys did all right.
Yeah, no, it all made sense,
But
coming to Texas, Texas Awards is
Yeah.
God bless Texas.
God bless Texas, baby.
Okay, so something we always like to do with our guests on the show is like we like to do a little bit of would you rather.
Hmm.
So,
So it's a rapid fire game.
rapid
We're
fire.
gonna ask you,
All right.
would you rather this or that? And you have to give us your honest answer as fast as you can, all right?
Okay.
All right.
As fast as I can.
As fast
Oh,
as you
yeah.
can. No thinking about it. It's
All
just
right,
whatever. All right. So, JP, would you rather constantly smell body odor every time you set foot in the gym, or would you rather never be able to shower after working out ever again?
Mm, body odor walking into the gym. It's like 50% there most of the time, anyways.
Okay. So,
Okay.
would you rather never drink another pre-workout or never have a post-workout shake?
I would cut out the pre-workout. I'd take the post-workout shake.
That's fair. That's fair. I like it.
I have a thing where I can only have a little bit. Otherwise, I like turn white as a ghost after my workout's done when I have pre-workout. So I'll
It
take
hits you
that
strong.
post-workout recovery.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
All right. Would you rather get an unpickable wedgie every time you try to exercise, or work out forever without being able to use headphones?
Oh, give me the wedgie.
I agree.
Would you rather be fast or be strong?